Hi, Kino recapped here. Today I'm going to explain the movie Escape Room. Spoilers ahead, watch out. Zoe is on her way to class. After getting to class, the teacher asks a question. Nobody knows the answer and Zoe is too shy to answer. After class, the teacher encourages her to be more courageous. When Zoe gets home, her friend asks her if she is sure that she doesn't want to celebrate Thanksgiving with her family. She said no, I'm sure. Her friend then leaves. Shortly after, she then gets a panic attack. When she wakes up, she has a package from her professor containing a black box. It contains a hidden puzzle. She then starts to solve the puzzle. 3 people simultaneously solve the black box and then a card pops out. They want a chance to participate in an escape room and can win $10,000. The people that got the invitation all gathered in the waiting room and started a conversation about how they got into this escape room. When Ben tries to go to the bathroom, the doorknob comes loose. They realize the escape room is already started. They start to search for clues. Zoe finds the first clue and puts the code in the door dial. The temperature then started to rise. Not knowing what to do, they start to panic. Then Jason finds a lock. When Ben grabs the fire extinguisher, they see that it's plastic. Zoe notices that there is a key hidden in the fire extinguisher. They open up a locked window and see that the secretary is a doll. The phone starts to ring. The voice on the phone tells them to follow the rules. All of a sudden, the room turned into an oven and the heat cranked up. They start to panic again. Zoe finds buttons and a hidden passage opens up when she presses it. But 6 buttons need to be pressed at the same time, so the people that are pressing the buttons can't move. They try to escape one by one. It keeps getting hotter. Zoe comes up with a plan to fill up glasses with water and put them on top of the buttons. Amanda gets stuck in the passage because she panics. Zoe climbs into the vent to help Amanda. Meanwhile, Ben and Danny were filling up the water. Ben noticed that the water wasn't enough because Amanda drank some. Luckily, Ben had a flask with booze with just enough liquid. They all escaped the first part of the escape room. Amanda wants to quit. She is panicking and asks for a phone to call the cops. Danny hands his phone to her, but there is no signal. For the next part, they need a 7-letter word to open up a lock. Ben notices something and he gets a flashback of a crash. And he comes up with the 7-letter word Rudolph. When they all get outside, they see snow. The door locks behind them. Danny walks and collides with an invisible wall and falls down while they are still inside the building. The room gets colder. Amanda finds a box with a jacket. They decide to take turns. Zoe is the first to wear it. Ben steps into a fishing hole and his leg gets wet. Mike finds a fishing rod. Zoe checks the pocket of the jacket and finds a compass. She starts to walk. Jason starts freaking out and is looking for Zoe in the jacket. Zoe finds a fishing magnet and attaches it to the fishing rod. They pull out a block of ice with a key in the middle. They ask Ben for his lighter, and he slides it to them. Danny walks towards it, and the ice breaks under him, causing him to get swept by the current. Danny is stuck under the ice and dies. They start to freak out and blame each other. They get back to the game and use their body heat to melt the ice. They get the key out. Jason grabs it and starts to panic, looking for a door to open. Suddenly a door opens and they run towards it. The ice starts breaking. They just make it. They get inside a room that suddenly turns the phone on and music starts playing. When the music stops, a piece of the floor suddenly drops. Amanda climbs up looking for a clue and she finds a lock that needs a 4-digit code to unlock. Zoe notices that the challenge this time looks like a giant sliding puzzle. Zoe starts moving and starts solving the puzzle. Suddenly the floor beneath Jason drops. He clings to the ledge and pulls himself up. Zoe, trying to climb to safety, then falls on top of the last piece of flooring and has a flashback of her mother. Zoe then notices that because the room is upside down, the code must be entered backward. Amanda entered the code and it was correct. Now she has to swing from one side of the room to the other. She dropped the 8-ball and jumped behind it to save it. The floor beneath Amanda then drops. She then jumps to grab the phone that's hanging down and struggle to hold on, falling to her death. Jason inserts the black ball into the door and opens the door. They get to the next room. Jason is looking for an exit and asks Zoe for help. They start to argue because Amanda just died and Jason was insensitive. The light turns on and suddenly they see that they are in their rooms. All the rooms have files. Zoe reads Amanda's file and she notices that everyone in the escape room has a traumatic life or death experience. All the escape rooms have been customized for specific individuals. The TV starts to play and they gather around it. A timer starts to count down. Zoe feels conflicted to continue, but the others are searching for clues. Zoe smashes a camera and Ben asks what she's doing. She continues to smash the cameras. Jason sees a tank with poisonous gas. and tells the team that they will get poisoned in 3 minutes. Jason finds a clue and tells Ben to take his shirt off so they can use an ECG machine on him. It doesn't work on Ben. Jason tells Mike to take his shirt off and tries the machine on him. But his heart rate isn't high enough and tells him to man up and do jumping jacks because in less than a minute they will die of poison. Jason shocks Mike and his heart stops beating. Mike dies. Jason then puts the machine on himself and a door opens. Zoe didn't leave with the others and gets poisoned. Ben starts to argue with Jason that he killed the others. Jason finds a hatch and tries to open it and fails. Jason then helps him. Jason notices a strange liquid on the handle and they start to hallucinate. They need to find an antidote. Ben finds the antidote. Jason attacks him to steal it from him. Ben smashes Jason's head and injects the antidote in himself. He gets to a room with a 4-digit code puzzle. The walls start to move towards the middle. He has to hurry. People with protective suits walk into the room with the poisonous gas. They notice an oxygen mask. And Zoe jumps up and attacks them. The person then drops a gun. Zoe grabs it and walks through the hidden door the guys came through. The room Ben was in suddenly stops moving. He sees a door and runs through it. He then hears a voice telling him he was a dark horse in the escape room. He meets the game master. And they start to talk. The game master tells him that it's only a game to them. The rich people can gamble on life and death. The game master hands Ben a cigarette and tells him he won. Ben asks if he can leave now. The game master then starts to strangle Ben. Ben hits the game master head. The game master then drops Ben. Zoe overrides the game. The game master notices it and Zoe pops up from behind a box to shoot the game master. He was hit but not fatally and ran away. Zoe tells Ben to get up so they can escape. The game master then attacks Zoe. When Zoe thought it was the end, Ben hits the game master with a bottle and then shoots him twice to make sure he is dead. They both escape. Ben gets admitted to a hospital and the police ask Zoe to come with them. They are at the building the escape room was at. But when she got there it was all empty. The police asked her if she was seeing things that aren't there. She then notices the words "No Way Out." The letters start to shift and spell "Wouldn't You," the name that was all around the escape room. She then tells the officer that it's part of the game and he tells her that they have to vacate the premises. A half year later, Zoe and Ben have lunch. Zoe had done research into the escape room and found that they had fake deaths set up for the other participants. She traces the mastermind to Manhattan and decides to solve it. A flight turns into an escape room where the flight attendant tries to solve all the puzzles. But the plane crashes, showing it was just a simulation. The mastermind has set up another escape room for Zoe on the flight she is taking with Ben. He is happy they get to play again. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this, leave a like.